Hey everyone, and welcome back to the domes. I'm sitting here in, I guess we're calling it the Mudroom Dome. Could also call it the Art Dome now. After this artistic plastering workshop we hosted here earlier this month, there's some amazing artwork in here now, as well as benches and lights. These are all really exciting things. And there's also just a lot of other new updates since the last video I made, so I wanted to show you the interior progress. Okay, so starting here in the living room dome, which is also the front door of the house. And for those who haven't seen it, there is this amazing mural that was done by Amanda and Alexis in the fall, which is just so incredible. The new thing here is this light was here before, but it's now attached to this light switch. So it's been really exciting for me to have actual working light switches and outlets in here, which is awesome. And there's even a dimmer on this thing, so can adjust the brightness as needed. So yeah, that's been really fun to have. Now the other big update in this dome is that all of this finished plastering was also done during the artistic plaster workshop. This represents like a lot of hours of work, so I know that a lot of people were working really hard on this during the workshop, and huge shout out and thank you to Alexis for being the instructor in here. There's a lot of work that goes into this final coat. You can see that the base coat is this kind of rough cob, and then the final coat is basically a finer, thinner coat where instead of straw as the the fiber in there, we use toilet paper, and then there's sifted sand and sifted site soil. And huge thank you to Abel for doing many, and everybody, Alex and Ivy, and then all the workshop participants as well, for doing many hours of sifting to make this mixture. And you can also see that before we do the final coat, there is like even more base coat, just shaping and getting the texture kind of smooth. So that's why there were so many hours of work representing this plaster that you see here. And then this is also applied with a trowel to make it really smooth, which is really tricky because the trowels that we used, like these, are flat. So putting that onto a curved surface of the dome and like trying to avoid lines and stuff is really hard. But Alexis did a great job teaching people, and then the workshop participants also just did an amazing job, and it looks really good. So this is looking a lot more finished, and it's just exciting to see it come together. I do have the light sconces for these lights, so that could be coming up relatively soon to have other interior lights in here. And in addition to that, I've had some friends visit the last few weekends, so shout out and thank you to Josh and Courtney, as well as some neighbors for coming by. And I wasn't expecting to even really get to this dome for a while, but we knocked out the entire first base coat in here. This will be the bedroom dome. And Courtney and I were working on the second coat to just cover up all the bags and get it ready for the final coat. So this is also has come a long way since the last video, and these outlets are live. So I wired up all these outlets, which is really cool. So it's starting to feel more like a house that could be inhabited one day, hopefully in the not too distant future. Making our way into the kitchen dome. This was another spot where a lot of progress was made during the workshop. Almost the entire first coat of plaster was done in this dome during the workshop, and then Josh and I were working on the upper part of this dome when he was here, and I've just been actually screwing this light fixture. This is a light box at the top, and I'm planning on attaching a, it's called a fandelier. I see Costco has these. It's like it's a ring LED light chandelier with a little fan, which seems pretty perfect for the space. So that could also be happening kind of soon. There's still some wiring and electric that needs to go in here. Basically just planning out like where the shelves are gonna go and the cabinets and placing outlets appropriately still is gonna require some thought. But this also is shaping up. So again, I'm kind of ahead of where I thought I would be with the plastering. We had 12 people here for 3 days during the workshop, and everyone just was working really hard. And so huge thank you to all the workshop participants. You guys did an awesome job, and just from feedback, I know that people had a great time. And so here we go with the new main attraction. We're calling it the Mudroom Dome. Like I said, it could be the Art Dome now, maybe, but this is where the main action was happening during the workshop. And all of this was done during the workshop. The base coat was done ahead of time, so thank you to Ursula and Alexis, as well as Amanda and Abel for helping with the base coating here. That was a lot of hours on a very tight deadline to be ready for the workshop in time. And I guess the artwork in here kind of speaks for itself. Amanda was in charge of all this, so Amanda, you did an amazing job with the design. There's just so many details in here. Hopefully I can do a walkthrough with her at some point so she can explain all the different details and the meaning, but obviously there's like a permaculture theme and all the hands representing all of the different people who have helped with this project. So it's just a really beautiful testament, I guess, to the goals of this project and then how it's happened. And also these floating benches, I just did a walkthrough video with Ade, who again did an absolutely amazing job on these. These are actual floating benches with 4x4s that we sandwiched in between the bags when we built this dome. And I mean, he just went above and beyond with the design and execution of this. It's just an absolute art project, but also to do it with wood and just the details. Like, I mean, all I can say is he did an amazing job. It's great to look at, it's great to feel, and it's really solid structurally. So I'm just blown away by how this is shaping up. What I wanted to say about the design was not only did Amanda make a great design, but she also designed it in a way where total novices could make the artwork. For example, these were actual custom stencils that she made. And this is fresco painting, but anybody could just fill in the stencil with the fresco painting. And these are custom stamps that she made. So again, everybody was able to contribute to this, and everybody did get to do a handprint up there, even me. So that took a lot of work, but I think Amanda and everybody who helped with this, you should be really proud, because it's just cool to me to see the design and then to know how it was actually done with all these people and everybody learning. And it's been cool to hear the people who are here like making their own plans for their own projects based on what they learned here, and then also just seeing the community continue to grow. I know a lot of people have gotten together since that workshop and helped each other with their projects. Some other people live out here, so that's all really cool and inspiring. And this is the bathroom, so there's not really anything new here since my last video. The shower window is still looking really nice. Thanks again to Alexis for that. So that's it for now. I just wanted to make this because there's been so many new things since the last video. I think the pace of progress will be slowing down a lot over the summer. I have some time off planned, and I might be getting a job soon, which is different for me, but definitely needed at this point of the project. I've talked about the expenses, so I can definitely use that, and it'll be a change of pace, which is good. So I'll try to update you all over the summer, but it'll be slowing down, and hopefully this fall, winter, and maybe next spring we'll be able to finish this thing off, and maybe I'll be moving in one of these days. So that's it for now, and I will talk to you later.